Greetings, 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 greetings. Wonderful, wonderful deep divers of planet Earth. Shout out to everybody who's here, everybody who's diving deep. Let me say special thank you to Matthew Tamplin. Gratitude Infinite Waters is starting to feel like summer madness again. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Rewind. It's starting to feel like summer madness again. Absolutely. Deep divers. Let me shout out to Matthew Tamplin. Gratitude Infinite Waters is starting to feel like summer madness again. So grateful for you, Ralph, and the deep divers. Hey, we I got to give thank you to everybody who's supporting the show, deep divers. Like I say, Matthew, you are most definitely appreciated. Let's start right.
They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly, yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. It's my vocation, now I got rollies all in rotation.
Empress, you are appreciated. Gratitude.
Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water no bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. I ain't make it this far for myself, yeah. I had to prove to everybody else, yeah. I had to set them straight, yeah. I had to boss up, I had to renovate, I know. They hate when you elevate. The second of losses, I'm handing them out, yeah. I had to go delegate. They feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. Ooh, yeah. Why they wanna bring me down? So much drip, yeah, I almost drowned in it. I can't dim it down. Yeah, I'm way too fired up. I can't simmer down. Ooh, yeah. I see the flashing lights. Make sure the fashion right, yeah. I'm in my bag tonight, yeah. Ooh, I might just pull up a foreign. Watch out, the engine is roaring. It's too loud, you can ignore it. Yeah, yeah. This the high life with a few. You can have it all, no need to choose. First, let me demonstrate how you can rise to the top. Yeah, I had to elevate.
Elevate, elevate, elevate. Let's go, deep divers. Oh, that was a major tune, deep divers. Elevate. Shout out to everybody who's here. And we're just starting the show, deep divers. Like I say, we got a lot to talk about. Let's just warm up with some good music. I've been listening to some good music, deep divers. Let's go. Shout out to everybody who's here. We got a lot to talk about.
The bar raising, we keep moving it up. Ain't no surprises here, they knew it was us. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. I got faith restored, why you pushing the brakes? I ain't full of myself, boy, I'm full of mistakes. I came from humble and roots, I'm here to stand and deliver. Had no one gassing me up, except the man in the mirror. I used to work on my handles and now it's handles of liquor. I write these songs in a dark room, the candle will flicker. I stay practicing heavy for when the game's on the line. It's like over over and over. I run the plays in my mind. I'm a psycho. I'm taking my time. Rushing perfection is a dangerous crime. You gotta give it and take it. That's
El Mendoza, you are appreciated. Thank you.
Punches and take the hits from the flagrants. I'm saying the bar raising, we keep moving it up. And no surprises here, they knew it was us. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. An off game don't mean I'm losing my touch. And no excuses, I ain't using a crutch. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. I was falling, had me stalling. I was way down, now I'm balling. I done came up, and I called it. I done came in the clutch with the game on the line, I know. I operate from a higher place. Wait, some decisions don't dry erase. I'm doing what I can to fuel the flame like a fireplace. To make a bunch of money, buy my mama a fireplace. We make incredible songs to celebrate and get mad lit. Once upon a time in Hollywood, I'm like Brad Pitt. My homies say I live a life, yeah, just a tad bit. Learning how to move in this rap shit. I told them that the bar raising, we keep moving it up. And no surprises here, they knew it was us. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. An off game don't mean I'm losing my touch. And no excuses, I ain't using a crutch. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. And I called it. I done came in the clutch with the game on the line. I know.
Drop a bomb on that right now, deep divers. Shout out to everybody who's here. Let me shout out to everybody in the chat. I got the chat on the screen, deep divers. I can see you in live time. Shout out to everybody who's here. Peace. Infinite Waters diving deep once again. How you feeling today, deep divers? And once again, I want to say much love to each and every one of you. I hope you're taking care of yourself, deep divers. We got so much to talk about. It's unbelievable. We've got so much to talk about. So this video, 2023 predictions, Stephen DJ Stephen Twitch boss. We're going to talk about him, and we're going to talk about the coming energy shifts, right? So those three topics. So first and foremost, shout out to everyone who's been getting the book Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon and at ralphsmart.com/thebook, and the Good Ass Prana shirts, ralphsmart.com/clothes. And like I say, I'm reading every single comment. Hit that super chat. It will be displayed on screen. Just like El Mendoza, you are appreciated. Thank you very much. Coming in on the 33, you are most definitely appreciated. And like I say, this is an interactive chat, deep dive. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you have to tell me, because I'm learning from you every single day, deep divers. I'm learning from you, right? And the cat down the road, right? So let's really get into this topic straight away. I'm not wasting any time here, right? So let's talk about this topic. You know, condolences go out to DJ Stephen Twitch, right? A lot of people heard that news. I don't even watch Ellen, but I had to pay attention to this story because I'm like, okay, this was a guy who seemed, the episodes I saw of Ellen, it was just a coincidence that I actually saw him on the show. And I'm like, okay, this guy has got great energy. He's in a good frequency, good vibration. But I always say you never really know what's going on behind closed doors. You know, I always tell you, you see, a lot of people, he took his own life, which was a tragedy. You know, a lot of people are going through something you know nothing about. And that's the reason why I always say, be kind to everyone. Be kind to everyone, because you don't know what people are going through. And I'm also here to tell you, deep divers, that you've got to remind yourself, he was only 40 years old. Only 40 years old, young brother, had a family, 3 children, But we've got to remind ourselves how precious life is. Metaphysical Mike, you are appreciated. You don't need to know the when and how. Just thank the universe and say, wow, wow, let's go. Metaphysical Mike coming through. You are appreciated, Mike. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we've got to remind ourselves, I always tell you, deep divers, a lot of people are battling inner demons. It may be someone you know. It might be you. And I'm always here to tell you, you can talk. You know, we've got to remind ourselves that a lot of people are hiding because they can't express themselves. And I always tell you, every single day, self-love is all about self-expression. You see, people always ask me, Ralph, how are you doing? How are you doing, Ralph? And I always say, I'm sharing every single day. I'm good because I'm sharing, I'm expressing, I'm getting it off my chest. But what happens to people who hold it in? See, a lot of people aren't like Ralph Smart. They're not talking every single day. A lot of people are dealing with different things. People, you know, family and friends, and it gets too much for people. And this is the reason why I'm here to encourage you to talk. If you're dealing with an issue, don't bottle it up. Don't think you can deal with it by yourself. Marios, you are appreciated. Marios, Milanas, you are appreciated. Ralph, I watched you since I was 16. Finding myself now, I'm 23 and run a successful business and just started YouTube. Thanks for your guidance in my life. Hey, you are appreciated. That's what I love to see. That's what I love to see. That's what I love to see. I love to see people doing that. You know, so like I say, with DJ Steven, Boss Twitch, you know, it's a sad story, but there's a lesson to be learned. You've got to remind yourself, everybody is dealing with something you don't know anything about. Be kind when you can, and remind yourself, if you're going through something right now, seek help. Express yourself. Don't hold it all to yourself, because that's how it eats you up alive. You know, I've got a big mouth. Every single day, deep divers, you see me, I'm sharing. I don't hold anything in. But a lot of people hold things in, and they think that they can't express how they really feel. So always remind yourself, let it out. Let it out, right? Shout out to everybody who's here. So I had to just talk about that. Condolences go out to his family. And, you know, we've got to remind ourselves that there's always more to what meets the eye. There's always more to what meets the eye. Sometimes you see people, you think they're good, but you don't know the other story, right? So there's always things going on underneath a lot of people don't know about. And that's the thing, you know, a lot of these celebrities, people in that limelight, you know, you think they've got the perfect life. They got the mansion, they got the Bentley, they got the Rolls Royce, but they're also going through things. They're also dealing with things. There's a lot of pressure in Hollywood. You know, I lived in Hollywood for many years in California. When you're in that area, there's a lot of pressure. And this is the reason why you want to make sure you're seeing this, that it could be someone you know. You know, a lot of people know someone who has self-concluded. And we've got to remind ourselves, right now, it's all about realizing that there's a way out. So I just had to start the show off with that, deep divers. Now we can go on to another topic. Like I say, hit that super chat. Hit that like button, deep divers. Hit that like button. Let's go again. Hit that like button and share the video. We can talk about anything and everything under the sun. So I did the 2023 predictions. This is what we're really going to get into. We're really going to get into this. 2023. Oh, deep divers, you like how the live stream is looking? We upgraded. Sun Chrysalis in the house. Shout out to Sun Chrysalis in the house. You are appreciated. The wonderful Sun Chrysalis. Faith is a journey, not a destination. Thanks, Ralph, for being a part of my journey, of our journey. Gratitude, one love. Hey, you are appreciated. You are appreciated. So, 2023 predictions, deep divers. Where should we start? Go and check out that video I put out on the 2023 predictions. I do one every single year. Now, the trippy part about it is in 2019, I made a video called 2020 predictions, and you can still see it up. It's up right now. I spoke about everything that was coming onto the planet, and it came onto the planet. So a lot of people always say, Ralph, do your prediction videos, right? So I always want to remind you, with 2023, it can be the best year of your life. It can be the most phenomenal year of your life. We've got to remind ourselves that the future is nothing more than a continuation of the present moment. At the same time, a lot is brewing. A lot is happening for humanity in 2023. I spoke of how in 2023, I spoke about how you're going to start to see the split widen. This massive split. You see, what's happening right now, especially on the planet, is that a lot of people are starting to say, aha, I get it. I can see this is a big illusion, right? At the same time, you have some people who are still fast asleep. So 2023 is where you're going to really see the split like you've never seen it before. With the pandemic, you had this split between those who are vaccinated, those who weren't vaccinated, those who are wearing the mask, those who weren't. In 2023, the split is going to be based around how a lot of people are merging with the machine and a lot of people are not. This is where you're going to start to see the split, because 2023 is the year of transhumanism. It's the year of singularity. It's the year where human beings are going to be marrying sex bots. They're going to be marrying robots. It's already here. The AI is going to be becoming a part of a lot of people in the metaverse. So that's why I always tell you it's a choice. At the same time, the great news is that so many people are now waking up. So many people are now coming back into nature. You saw me today in the heart of nature. So many people are saying, you know what? I'm choosing my humanity over this artificial insanity. That's the good news. But we've got to remind ourselves, like I always say, deep divers. Shout out to everybody who's here in the chat. Oh, you know what? I just went straight into it, deep divers. We ain't even wasted any time, right? You just here? You just pulling up? We already started, deep divers. Where you been? Right? So 2023 predictions. I also want to hear from you, deep divers. How are you seeing it? Because you see, right now, so much is happening. Nostradamus actually spoke about what was going to happen in 2023. He spoke of a great war. That was aligned to my dreams as well. And this is the reason why you want to make sure you're protecting your energy. It's not about being afraid, but it's about being prepared for what's coming, because it is coming. And all you have to do is you know, see what's happening with Ukraine and Russia. All of this is leading up to something. And 2023 is also about people, what I call the exodus. This mass exodus which is happening. You know, it's really coming into effect 2023, right? This massive exodus where a lot of people are already leaving society, people who are so glued to it. You know, when I'm making videos, sometimes a lot of people come up to me, they're like, oh my gosh, Ralph, I watch your videos. One woman said, you know, she's been homeschooling her children for so long, and they're learning so much better now. And this is what you're starting to see, where a lot of people are homeschooling their children. A lot of people are getting out of the matrix. And that's what it's always about, you know. Shout out to everybody who's here, deep divers. Everybody who's diving deep. You know, and how are you feeling 2023, deep divers? How are you feeling? What do you think is going to be happening in 2023 for you and for the world? Because you got to remind yourself, you see, the people that govern this matrix, they're already thinking about 2030, 2040. They're always thinking ahead. And you see, when you think about something, you end up creating it. And this is what it's always about, realizing that your thoughts create reality. So this is the reason why I said for the 2023 forecast, it's all about the energy you're focusing on. It's all about the energy that you're focusing on, because this is what the world will be in 2023 for you. I told you. You know, so many people, they become glued and fixated by bad news. Bad news. And this is what you want to be careful of, because if you're not, you end up creating the world they want. And that's the reason why so many people I'm seeing are starting to realize that actually I don't have to focus on the doom and gloom. You know, it's amazing, deep divers. If you realize, even on YouTube, you know, a lot of people don't smile in their thumbnails. Everybody's so serious, right? When you go around your cities, you see people in a hurry to get somewhere, and people have really forgotten how to laugh. They've forgotten how to smile. They've forgotten all of these things. And this is what is going to be your saving grace. Shout out to everybody who's here, everybody who's diving deep. Everybody who's diving deep. Everybody who's diving deep. So, you know, so much is on the horizon for 2023. It's unbelievable. So much is on the horizon for 2023. One of the things I'll tell you, deep divers, is that, you know, there are so many people waking up right now. It's unbelievable. So many people waking up. It's unbelievable. You know, I've traveled to a lot of countries. I've been around a few places. And, you know, sometimes, just like you might see someone and you don't know what they're going through, also, you might see someone and you don't even know how awake they are. This is the time we're living in. That's why I always say, there are deep divers who are more advanced than me. There are deep divers who are way advanced than me along their journey. We've got to remind ourselves, everybody is coming in with different information. And that's the reason why 2023 is all about realizing it's not just about you. Someone else might have the answer for you. Deep divers, we ain't wasted any time. Deep divers, we ain't wasted any time. hit that like button. Show Ralph Smart some love. Hit that like button, deep divers. Hit that super chat. I'm going in right now. Selena Mato, you are appreciated. Shout out to you. Every day, it is a battle for our lives. By winning these battles, we win the war. We must always protect our energy, release what no longer serves us. One love. Got a Don DeMarco. That was powerful right there. Absolutely. Every day it is a battle for our lives. By winning these battles, we win the war. We must always protect our energy. Release what no longer serves us. One love. That was powerful right there. That was powerful right there. Absolutely. That was a great comment. You know, ultimately the battle is within. And this is what people are now waking up to. The battle is within. Shout out to everybody who's here. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. 2023 predictions, deep divers. Let's really talk about it. So, we've got to remind ourselves right now that we're living in a very strange time on the planet, because you see, you probably notice as well, deep divers, there's been this kind of devolution. You know, we talk of evolution, but there's been a devolution. And anytime there's a devolution, that always means it's a sign of the end times. You know, how can we see this devolution play out in society? You know, like I said, you're in Sin City. Have you seen the film Sin City, deep divers? You're in Sin City, right? Sin City, just take a look on the internet, right? Sin City is what the world is turned into. Sin City is where people will do anything for attention. People will do anything for attention. This is Sin City, where everything is reversed. People are on demon time. And that's always a sign that it's the end. That's a sign of the end times. That's what happens when a civilization is crumbling. And that's a good thing. Because for something new to begin, something old has to end. I told you, if you take a look at the music, the message has gone out of the music. You know, once upon a time, you can listen to music and it can wake you up. Now, if you listen to a lot of the mainstream music, it puts you to sleep. That's been done by a great design, because you see, in the end times, it's a battle for the hearts and minds of the people. So you go from Lauryn Hill to the Island Boys, right? This is the contrast, right? And this is a sign of the end times, right? Where you are literally, humanity is at its lowest point, right? Humanity is at its lowest point right now. And that's a good thing, you know, because we've got to remind ourselves that it's gotten so bad, it can only get better. And a lot of people are starting to realize this. Like I say, all of these things happening in the world are symptoms. You know, if you just came to this live stream, make sure you hit the like button, deep divers. Selena, shout out to you. Release what no longer serves you. Absolutely. Make sure you hit the like button, deep divers. Hit the like button and share the link. So we've got to remind ourselves, all of these things are symptoms. If you're just joining the live stream, you know, I spoke about how it's sad to see celebrities, you know, who have who seem to have it all, like Matthew, you are appreciated, like Steven, Boss Twitch, right? All of these things are symptoms to say, okay, something is not right in society. This is the reason why there's so much craziness going on, because it's a sign that something is not working in the fabric of society. Sometimes you might look at someone and say, okay, you know, they're on a private jet, they got a Rolls Royce, they got a Bentley, they got a Ferrari, but underneath that is a lot of pain. Underneath that, they're dealing with something you don't know anything about. And this is what happens during the end times. You start to see that things crumble, things fall apart. And this is the reason why you have to make sure you're in alignment with what you came here to do. Shout out to everybody who's here, deep divers. You know, we didn't waste any time. We just went straight into it. Shout out to everybody who's here, everybody who's diving deep. So, 2023 predictions. You know, one of the things I spoke about was these smart cities, you know, the smart grid. And as I see it, in 2023 and beyond, we're moving more. People are moving more into technology, to the point where a lot of people are going to be in the metaverse. They're going to be living there. They're going to be marrying people there. It's going to be their second life and eventually turn into their first one. And that's the reason why, you know, you have to be mindful of where the world is heading to. You know, we're reaching a point where it's going to be hard to distinguish between a human being and an android. And that's the reason why you want to check your screen time to say, okay, how much screen time am I spending? How much time am I spending on my phone? You know, the average screen time is 6 hours, 58 minutes. 6 hours, 58 minutes. In the US, it's 7 hours and 4 minutes. So that means 1/3 of your day is spent in the metaverse. But they want to make it all of your day. And that's the reason why I always say, sometimes you got to take a break from the phone. Sometimes you got to put the phone off. You know, a lot of people sleep with their phone on. But what you don't realize is that if you're sleeping all the time with your phone on, you are literally becoming addicted to technology. And that's the thing where a lot of people don't realize that it's so addictive that it's even hard to switch it off. And this is the reason why you don't realize that it's interfering with the natural chemistry of your whole brain. And that's the reason why a lot of people are waking up on the wrong side of bed. Waking up because you've been absorbing all of those frequencies which are lower vibrational. Shout out to everybody who's here, deep divers. Right? 2023 predictions and the coming big energy shift. Shout out to everybody who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. Everybody who's diving deep. Everybody who's diving deep. So, one of the things, deep divers, I realize is that, you know, it's amazing how so many people right now are hungry for the truth. So many people right now are hungry for better information than what's on the mainstream. And this is the good news, because as I see it, in 2023 and beyond, we're starting to see this rise of the human spirit. We're starting to see how, you see, YouTube really shot itself in the foot. Even though, you know, I started on YouTube, YouTube, the mistake it made was the censorship. Because of this censorship, other websites are taking over YouTube in 2023. other websites which promote free speech and all of these things, they're taking over YouTube, because YouTube is a place where you got to be careful about what you say, right? And a lot of other websites have capitalized off that, sites like Rumble, all of these places, and they're giving people access to free speech to say, hey, you can say whatever you want. And this is the reason why a lot of those platforms like YouTube, which used to be big, they're going to be dwarfed by other websites who are giving people what they want, as opposed to taking away their freedom of speech, right? So that's the good news, with so much happening. Shout out to everybody who's here, deep divers. Like I always say, we've been going hard, deep divers. Hit that like button, deep divers. Share the video. We just started. But let me shout out to everybody who's here. Big thank you to the Johnny. You are appreciated. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And how are you feeling for 2023, deep divers? How are you feeling? I know how I'm feeling. 2023 is only going to be amazing for me. I hope it's amazing for you too, because we got to remind ourselves to always realize it's whatever we want it to be. It's whatever we want it to be. But for me, it's all about the freedom. That's what it's always about. Shout out to everybody who's here. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. I'm reading every single comment, deep divers. Oh yeah. I got the chat on screen, deep divers, right now. It's fascinating. The times we're living in right now. It's truly fascinating. If you thought 2022 was weird, just wait till you see 2023. Stephen Mitchell, you are appreciated. Hey Ralph, I had a dream that I was living in a New Earth sanctuary community with other deep divers without any infighting. Is this possible? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what I spoke of, right? Because in 2023, it's all about that. It's all about community. There are people, I know a lot of people, deep divers, who are living off grid. I know a lot of people all around the world who are living already in the New Earth. They're like, Ralph, come and join us, right? And I've been to some places. In the summertime, I was in Greece, and I went to a lot of remote places in Greece. I went to Crete. There were people. The place I went to, I actually made a video about it, right? But the place I went to, it was like the place where the oracle in ancient Greece would go. And it was one of the most amazing places I've ever been to. And when I mean everyone there was so awake and aware, living in the fifth dimension, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is New Earth right here. This is New Earth right here. Right? So people are already there. People are already building communities. People are in Colombia. People in Bali. People in Ethiopia. All around the world. Mexico. There's a lot of people in Mexico right now who are really waking up. People in Thailand. A lot of people have gone to these more natural places to live, right? And they're planning to. That's what 2023 is all about. It's all about saying, hey, let me go with my family to somewhere which I can actually be at one with the universe. Drop a love bomb for that. Shout out to everyone who's here. Crispy who? Crispy who? Shout out to Crispy in the house. No one can stop the Great Awakening we will talk about for the rest of time. Love to everyone. Absolutely. 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 No one can stop the great awakening we will talk about for the rest of time. I like that. And that's what 2023 is all about. You know, this massive awakening that we will talk about for the rest of time. You know, we don't really realize, a lot of people don't realize, we're living in history right now. One of the greatest points of humanity, one of the greatest times of humanity, because right now the veil is being lifted. You know, this is the part where the movie gets good. This is the time we're living in. We're living in a time right now where the movie gets good. The Johnny O.O. You are appreciated. I've been awake since 2020. I know this world will become a beautiful paradise. That's great. That's fantastic. I'm with you, Johnny. I'm with you. Deep Divers, how are you feeling about that statement as well? Deep Divers, how are you feeling about that statement? Do you know that this world will become a beautiful paradise? I absolutely feel it. It's already here. You know, for a lot of people, you know, that's the thing. We've got to remind ourselves everything is a choice. And moving from 2023 and beyond, it's all a choice. You can choose love, or you can choose fear. You can choose freedom, or you can choose slavery. You can choose doing what you want, or you can choose listening to what everyone tells you to do. It's what you make it. And, you know, a lot of people have been awake since, you know, the world shut down initially, because it forced people to go within. That's why I told you, everything you see happening is happening for a reason. We're in the age of Aquarius right now. And this is the time when we're entering a whole new age. This is why everything is accelerating. Everything is speeding up. There's not enough hours in the day. Deep Divers, do you wake up sometimes and think, gosh, it's no time in the day to do what you want to do? Because this is the time we're in right now. You see, back in the day, you had time. I had time to write a whole 3 books. Right? You got time to do that. Right now, a lot of people are finding it hard to find time, because it seems like as soon as they wake up, it's already the end of the day. Because everything is speeding up. If you take a look at the information that's being shared online, what's happening? There is this overload of information. Orwell told you, the only way to control a population is to have no information, or give the population so much information they become overwhelmed. We're in the point of being overwhelmed with misinformation. Right? We're at the point of being overwhelmed with information. It's information overload. And this is a sign of the last times. This is the sign of the end days. You see, when people have so much information or misinformation, however you see it, people can't even concentrate. Then you have TikTok as well. And then you have all of these other apps. So even though there seems to be like so much information out there, there's nothing, because everything has become saturated. And this is really a sign of the end times, where, you know, the ancients speak of how in the end times, ignorance will run supreme. You see, if you take a look at the internet, it will give you a rough view of where humanity is at. You know, and a lot of people have this YOLO mentality. You only live once. F it. Let me do it. And a lot of people are willing to do anything just for attention. And this is what happens when you become desperate. This is what happens when people become neurotic. And this is why I always tell you, everything you see, you don't have to judge it. It's just a symptom of everything humanity has created. See, if you look at the youth, they don't want to listen to anybody. Why should they? You screwed them over. Right? They don't want to listen to anybody because in their mind, you screwed them over. And that's the reason why they're running wild, forming their own subcultures and whatnot. And in 2023, you're going to see more of that. Shout out to everybody who's here, Deep Divers. Get your message featured on the screen, Deep Divers. Hit that super chat. Hit that like button. I'm back. Right? Starting to feel like that old Infinite Waters again, Deep Divers. Crispy, who you are, appreciated. What they invent for distraction we use to awaken. Oh my gosh. That's a slow motion. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I always say, you can always use everything in your favor. You can even use technology in your favor. I've done it. You see, I had to hack the metaverse, go inside the metaverse and wake people up. And I use technology to do that. Right? I got a whole live streaming setup right here. So I'm using this technology for the forces of good, and it's part of the Great Awakening. So I always say, don't think technology is a bad thing. No, technology is actually amazing. If you can use technology, it can be one of your greatest servants ever. If you know how to use it, it can change your life. Because right now, you see, the internet was created for everything to be easier for you. Right? It was created for everything to be easier for you. When we talk of 2023 and beyond, I want to tell you this, Deep Divers, that, it's been a rough few years. Like I say, everybody has been going through a lot of crap, including the cat down the road. But I want to remind you that it's because so much has been happening. A lot of people are traumatized right now. A lot of people are traumatized. A lot of people are almost bewildered. A lot of people are in a state of shock. A lot of people have anxiety. Like I had anxiety growing up, Deep Divers. I can only imagine what it's like now for a lot of people. Do you have anxiety attacks, Deep Divers? Do you have panic attacks, Deep Divers? A lot of people do. A lot of people have panic attacks. A lot of people have anxiety attacks. And we've got to remind ourselves that there's a way out. There's a way out. Shout out to everybody who's here, Deep Divers. How you feeling today? How you feeling today, Deep Divers? 2023 prediction. So let me also talk about this, Deep Divers, what you can expect. And this came to me in a download that, you see, already a lot of people are not using cash. Have you noticed that, Deep Divers? A lot of people are not using cash. A lot of people are not using paper money. Everything is digital. And this is where things are moving towards in 2023. It's becoming a cashless society. On my phone, on my iPhone, a lot of the times I just tap it and it pays, right? And I'm like, this is really convenient. But on the flip side, what that is actually doing is that you're now almost in a smart grid, meaning that eventually paper money will be non-existent. Already in some countries, there is no paper money. Paper money is not used. Everything is just a card. It's just tap here, tap here. But what happens when someone shuts down your account? You know, one time I was in the supermarket. All I had was my phone, because I said, hey, my card can pay on my phone. And for some reason, it wasn't working. And I couldn't eat a whole bunch of grapes, deep divers. It wasn't fun, right? So that's the downside. So we've always got to remind ourselves of what's really going on. Right now, we've got to remind ourselves it's all about elevation. You know, for 2023, that's what it's always about. You know, I spoke of today, the twin flame reunion. You know, I'm a psychologist. I'm also a relationship counselor. For 2023 predictions, I said you're going to see the twin flame reunion. You're going to see the twin flame reunion for 2023. And the twin flame reunion is about men and women seeing each other as complementary rather than opposites. You see, like I told you, the inorganic ones have reversed everything. That's the reason why a lot of relationships are in a state of chaos. Even the cat down the road can't help you. Even the cat down the road can't help you. Crispy, who you are, appreciated. I like that. Shout out to Crispy, who Deep Divers, hit that super chat. It shouldn't just be Crispy who giving thanks. Deep Divers, hit that super chat. Give thanks. I don't go live a lot. When I do, you know, leave some appreciation. Hit that super chat. Say, hey, thanks, Ralph. Because we've got to remind ourselves, Deep Divers, that's the thing. You know, the inorganic ones always have support. That's the reason why the world is like the way it is. Because the wicked always get supported. And until you make a change in that, it's always going to be that way. It's always going to be that way. Shout out to everybody who's here. Crispy who? I like that. If they take away our money, we then use love. Shout out to you. Absolutely. Absolutely. So like I say, Deep Divers, we've been going hard for 53 minutes straight talking, right? But like I always say, when I do these shows, it's not just about me talking. It's about you hitting a super chat, leaving a comment, asking a question, leaving a message, because that's what it's always about. Like I say, I'm already good, Deep Divers. I just make these live streams just to connect with you in live time. But a whole point of a live stream is all about audience participation. Hit that super chat, leave a comment, because that's what it's always about. Because I know a lot of you have a lot to say. Let me read some comments. Misunderstood 89, you are appreciated. Thanks. Hey, you are appreciated. You are most definitely appreciated. So, thank you. Let me shout out to everyone who made it here. You could have been anywhere in the world, Deep Divers, but you chose to be here. Congratulations. So once again, make sure you hit that like button, Deep Divers. Make sure you hit that like button. Share the video. So we'll take a small break. And in the meantime, hit that super chat. Leave a message. I'm displaying every single super chat on the screen. But like I say, elevation is the key right now. Elevation is the key right now, deep divers. Let's go into this because it's all about elevation right now. Let's raise the frequency. Let's go.
Yeah, they hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate, elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly, yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got this whole view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation, now I got rollies, all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water on bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm
Hold up. Shout out to everybody who's here. Oh, you are feeling that one, deep divers. Starseed Star, you are appreciated. Sending high frequencies to you, Ralph. Sending high frequencies to you and all the deep divers. How can we start making an international community? Great question. Great question. Let's talk about it then. Like I always say, deep divers, hit that super chat. Get your messages displayed on screen. Get your question, your message. Let's broadcast this to millions. Hit that like button. Share the video. Let's go. What you got to remind yourself of is that we're already making an international community here at Infinite Waters. Not just Infinite Waters. Other people are doing the work. Other people all over the world are holding retreats. People are coming together, doing workshops. And you see, when enough people come together, Mia, Noel, you are appreciated. When enough people come together, holding the same thought form, great things happen. You see, one of the things is right now, and this is where the world is heading to, you know, a lot of people are going to be in the same space who are aligned with the same frequency and vibration. People who think the same, who act the same way, who behave the same. They're all going to be living in the same space. And that's the good news. But it depends where you are and the choice you've made. If you really want to start making an intentional community, ask yourself, what kind of message am I putting out there? You see, one of the things is that I always tell you that you need to put out your message. You need to put out your message because that's how other people are going to find you. You got to remind yourself, like I told you, don't underestimate your voice. Don't underestimate what you can do. It's only ever taken one candle to light 1,000. It's only ever taken one candle to light 1,000. So you've got to be bold enough. You know, global warming, right? They talk a lot about it. We're not bothered though. But there was a girl who spoke about global warming. What's her name? Someone remind me her name, right? But this girl was speaking, Greta something, right? She was just talking about global warming and they made her the face of global warming. What I'm trying to tell you is that you think that what you have to say is not important, but you can start a whole movement. You can start a whole revolution. You can start a whole movement. So you don't want to underestimate your voice. And you got to remind yourself, you can start a website. You can start your own YouTube channel. But like I say, you got to be focused enough to do it. Shout out to everyone who's here, deep divers. The wonderful Studio H, you are appreciated. Shout out to Studio H. Ignorance is rising above overwhelmed informations and distractions. Having a control on what I focus on is how I elevate, raising the frequencies. Whoa. I like that. I like that. Studio HUR appreciate. That's powerful right there, because we've got to be, you know, one of the things I love to always say, Deep Dives, is that I'm a realist. I'm not someone who's just singing Kumbaya under a tree. I'm somebody who's aware of the human condition. I'm somebody who's aware that, yes, this is heaven on earth. It's also hell on earth. There are amazing beings on this planet. There's also a whole lot of ignorance. And you can only know this when you walk around, go outside, take a look at people's faces. You realize, yes, it's a beautiful world, but also a lot of people have chosen ignorance. Ignorance is rising above overwhelmed informations and distractions. Having a control on what I focus on is how I elevate, raising the frequencies. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody who's here, Deep Divers. Everybody who's diving deep. You are appreciated. Hit that like button, Deep Divers. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Hit that super chat. Let's go. The Johnny OO, you are appreciated. Home is not where you are born or raised. Home is where you love to be. Absolutely. 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 You know, and that's the thing, you know, 2023 is about people finding their home. You know, home, like Johnny said, is not where you're born or raised. Home is where you love to be. Drop a love bomb on that right now. You know, home is where you love to be. And where do you love to be, Deep Divers? You know, that's the question. You know, a lot of people right now are starting to shuffle around, shuffle themselves, get back into order, get back to where they're supposed to be, you know, because that's what 2023 and beyond is all about. You don't want to be caught out somewhere where you're not supposed to be. You know, a lot of people right now are realizing that you want to be in that perfect place where your perfect manifestations can happen for you. You know, a lot of the times, a lot of people right now are kind of conflicted, because we all know a lot of people who, you know, they're not aware of what's going on, and they sometimes tempt us to go out with them, spend time with them. And what you don't realize is that energy is contagious. And that's the reason why some people say, I don't drink, but when I'm with my friends, I drink. I don't smoke, but when I'm with my friends, I smoke. Because if you're around enough people for a long time, it doesn't matter how awake you are, you're going to morph into their energy. And that's the reason why you got to be careful, especially in 2023 and beyond, who you're hanging around, you know, because right now, like I say, a lot of people are out of their own mind. A lot of people have gone crazy. And, you know, people need to heal. You know, I'm doing the healing every single day. Just imagine what it's like for someone who hasn't started. Because we're in a time where, like I told you, you know, I spoke about, you know, the DJ on Ellen who took his own life. You know, a lot of people are going through so much right now in these days and times that you don't know anything about. Sometimes you see some people, you're like, oh my gosh, you know, he has or she has the perfect life, this amazing lifestyle, but you don't really know what people are going through. And this is the reason why, especially in this time, you're going to start to see more of that, because what's happened is a lot of people have been holding a lot in. It's got to come out somewhere. And that's the reason why I always tell you, if you're going through something, don't think you're strong enough to handle it alone. I had to go through therapy. I had to go through therapy, right? When I was in university. Then I became a psychologist. I did this, I did that. But I had to heal myself. I had to do all of these things. A lot of people say, I don't need to talk to anyone. Well, that's the reason why a lot of people they run into big problems down the road, because you're going to realize that you do need to speak to somebody. Everybody is messed up in this world. Everybody is messed up in this world and needs some deep healing. Darren Clark, you are appreciated. Ralph, thank you for sharing your insight and knowledge. We are shifting paradigms. I respect my mentors. Hey, you are appreciated. We are shifting paradigms. You know, like I say, it's a wake-up call. Everything that's happening right now is a wake-up call. Everything that's happening right now is a wake-up call. And that's what the 2023 shift is all about. That's what the 2023 shift is all about. You know, so much is also being revealed. Be the love you want to see in the world. Absolutely. Crispy, who you are, appreciated. Be the love you want to see in the world. Absolutely. That's powerful right there. You know, like I said, change has to happen because you see, humanity has reached a point where things have gotten so low vibrational that you can't get any lower. I mean, people can still go a bit lower, but after that, there's nowhere else to go because the world has been turned into Sin City. And this is the reason why 2023 and beyond for me and a lot of other people is all about moving into a new earth community. That's what it's always about, because a lot of people right now are realizing that, you see, I speak of stages of really healing, right? And one of the stages of healing is the breakdown. Humanity is going through a breakdown. Right? You can see it all around you. Things are breaking down. There's chaos. There's bad news every single day. That's the breakdown. And the thing is, when you have a breakdown, you should stop. When you have a breakdown, if your car is broken down, you should stop the car, get a mechanic, fix the car. But what's happened with humanity is had a breakdown and is still trying to continue. So that's the reason why the great Krishnamurti said, "It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society." This society has to heal itself. At the same time, it thinks it knows everything. This is the reason why a new way must come into existence for the world, because the old way is only doomed for failure. Shout out to everybody who's here, Deep Divers. Let me know how you feel about 2023 and beyond. Let me know what's on your mind. Hit that super chat. Leave a comment, Deep Divers. Don't be shy. Don't be shy to hit that super chat and leave a comment. Don't be shy to hit that like button right now and give thanks. Jocelyn, Valon, you are appreciated. Remembering who we truly are takes discipline, practice, and wisdom. It is a whole entire craft on its own. We will remember. Absolutely. 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 That's powerful right there. I always tell you that, you know, remembering who we truly are takes discipline, practice, and wisdom. It is a whole entire craft on its own. We will remember. Absolutely. You know, one of the things we will remember as well is that, you see, a lot of people watch my videos. They've been watching my videos. But one thing you know about Ralph Smart is that I'm an eternal student. You see, 2023 is not about anybody being the know-it-all. It's about people realizing there's more to learn. Darian Clark, you are appreciated. Here's an affirmation for everyone. I am aligned with my purpose and fueled by my passion. Absolutely. Absolutely. I always say that as well. I am aligned with my purpose and fueled by my passion. You know, one of the things, deep divers, I said, you know what? I say, you know, I can just do nature videos. But I said, for me to go to the next level, I got to learn how to live stream. I got to learn how to live stream, deep divers, because I want to talk to you in live time to get this message out there. And this is what you're going to have to be able to do in 2023. It's what I call left hand, right hand. If you're always doing one thing one way, you got to do it the other way. Because you don't want to be one dimensional in 2023 and beyond. You don't want to only have one tool in your toolkit. You don't want to only have one tool in your toolbox. You want to be able to come from different angles, different sides. When people think you're going left, you go right. Because this is how you can become a master of your own destiny. And this is how you can become a super creator in 2023 and beyond. You want to push yourself, challenge yourself to learn something new. You know, and that's why I always say, I love a good old challenge. I love a good old challenge, deep divers. Right? And that's what 2023 and beyond is all about. It's all about us facing our fears. It's all about us setting ourselves new challenges. Shout out to everybody who's here. Infinity, you are appreciated. Coming in on the 3-3, you are appreciated. Shout out to everybody who's here. So we were supposed to take a break at the first hour. We didn't take the break, deep dive, because someone left a super chat. So we'll take a break. Feel free to hit that super chat and leave a comment. Hit that like button, deep divers. Share the video. Hit that like button, share the video. And, you know, like I say, it's all about elevation right now. It's all about elevation. So let's take the break we were supposed to take. How you feeling today, deep divers? How you feeling today, deep divers?
They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way up, way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got this whole view to myself, yeah. Why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation, now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on a jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Squatting on bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came with. Oh, I ain't make it this far for myself, yeah. Set them straight, yeah. I had to boss, I had to renovate, I know. They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate. Elevate, elevate. Yeah.
Just gotta elevate, deep divers, let's go.
Elevate, elevate. They hate when you elevate, yeah. Watch out, the engine is roaring.
elevate, elevate. What we gotta do, deep divers? Elevate, elevate. Oh, that song just raises your frequency, deep divers. Michelle Davis, you are most definitely appreciated. Let me thank you. The world is nothing more than what you focus on. Trust yourself. You've got this. Master your mind and emotions. Wait a second. Absolutely. That was powerful right there. The world is nothing more than what you focus on. Trust yourself. You've got this. Master your mind and emotions. That was powerful. Let me read that one more time, deep divers. The world is nothing more than what you focus on. Trust yourself. You've got this. Master your mind and your emotions. And I definitely see that's what 2023 is all about and beyond, right? It's all about realizing the world is nothing more than what you focus on. Trust yourself. You've got this. Master your mind and your emotions. That was beautifully put. Let me thank you, Michelle Davis, for your kind offering, supporting Infinite Waters and the cat down the road. Deep divers, one of these things, what I also want to talk to you about is showing honest emotions. This is key for 2023 and beyond. And, I do this, and I hope you're doing that too. And honest emotions is all about, if you're going through something, let it be known. I told you when my car got stolen, I said, hey, my car got stolen. This is not good. This is terrible. Because in society, a lot of people always want to say, my life is perfect. Nothing bad is happening to me. But sometimes you got to be able to say, you know what? Right now is terrible. Right now, things aren't going my way. Right now, it's messy. Right now, people are screwing me over. And there's no shame in that. When I take a look at DJ Steven, Boss tWitch, it makes me realize that some people are like holding a lot in because they're afraid to be vulnerable, right? And 2023 and beyond is all about you being vulnerable. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have a breakdown. It's okay to have a meltdown. It's okay to go through all of these things. That's what it's all about in 2023 and beyond. Because you see, a lot of people want to act tough. I don't show any weakness. I don't show any emotion. And this will catch up with you in the end. You see, a lot of people, they play that game. They play the game where I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm not a crybaby. And this is the reason why you're going to get burnt. This is the reason why you're going to get burnt. You really want to remind yourself that it's okay to be vulnerable. Brené Brown talks about this, right? Brené Brown talks about the power of vulnerability. Crispy, who you are, appreciated. Once you decide on authenticity, momentum carries you through to even more opportunity and loving partnerships. Woo! We got a bomb for you right there. Love bomb right there. Absolutely. Once you decide on authenticity, momentum carries you through to even more opportunity and loving partnerships. That's powerful right there. That's powerful right there. Shout out to everybody who's here. So many wonderful deep divers who are here. Red Apple, you are appreciated. Sending thanks to my mentor who has saved me from the Matrix. Looking forward to uniting with more deep divers and changing the world. Gratitude, Ralph. Hey, you are appreciated, Red Apple. And right now, let me shout out to Red Apple. Shout out to everybody who's here, deep divers. Red Apple, sending thanks to my mentor who saved me from the Matrix. Looking forward to uniting with more deep divers. And that's what it's always about. We've got to remind ourselves there's a whole community, not only here, but in the whole world, where you're going to meet people of the same mindset as you. For a long time, We've been the odd ones out. We've been the outsiders. We've been the fringe dwellers. We've been the outcasts, the outlaws. Now it's our time to shine. And also what I want to tell you, deep dives, is that be proud of yourself, because a lot of you are doing phenomenal things. I know a lot of people who watch this channel. I think it's called Infinite Waters. A lot of you are doing phenomenal things, so Matthew, you are appreciated. Matthew Tamplin, thank you. I overcame my victim mindset and took back my power. I'm grateful to have such a positive influence in my life all these years. Gratitude. Hey, you are appreciated. You are definitely appreciated. And right now, 2023 and beyond is all about us, in my mind, realizing now is not the time to be a doormat. Now is not the time to see yourself as less than. You want to say, you know what? I'm worthy for it. Right now is my time. It's my time to be on the throne. It's my time to use my voice. It's my time to live my best life. This is what it's all about for 2023 and beyond. Because like I always say, and like Michelle Davis said, the world is nothing more than what you focus on. You want to be focusing on, you are the co-creator. Like Matthew said, you're not a victim. You're a co-creator. You can manifest worlds. I created this whole scene. This live stream, I created all of it. We got one, right? Let me show you one, right? 2. That's 2. 3. That's 3. 4. That's 4. Right? You got to remind yourself, deep divers, no one taught me how to live stream. No one taught me about cinematography. I had to learn myself. I've learned this for over like 15 years, but I was so passionate about it. I was so interested in cinematography, about filming, editing, all of these things. I didn't say, oh, I'm a victim. I said, I'm a co-creator. I can learn this. And that's what I did. So you can learn from the student all the way to the master level. If you have that passion to say, you know what, I'm going to set myself a challenge to learn how this stuff works. It's not impossible. Anybody can do it if they have enough heart to do it. Anybody can do it if they put in the time. And that's what 2023 and beyond is all about. It's all about you realizing you want to put in the time. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. I was trying to figure out this live streaming thing, and I'm like, this stuff is hard, man. I want to go to bed. I want to go to bed right now. I haven't got time for this. This damn thing isn't working properly. Right? This damn thing isn't working properly. I was cussing at the computer, trying to break the computer, break the laptop, all of these things. But I realized you got to persevere. Because if you keep going, one day it's going to make sense. And that's what the mindset is for 2023 and beyond. You have to realize if you keep going, it's going to start to make sense. That same moment you want to go to bed is the same moment. If you stayed up for that 1 minute more, you would have figured it out. Right? The moment you want to give up, that's the same moment the miracle happens. The moment you want to give up, that's the same moment the miracle happens. And we've got to remind ourselves, over the last few years and the last decade, a lot of people have fallen into a victim mindset. There's a saying that you can have an excuse. I don't work in the matrix, but I know people who do. They always say, Ralph, if you want a day off work, all you have to say is COVID, right? You've got an excuse right now to be in a victim mindset. You got an excuse to say, you know what? I'm not feeling good. I'm not going to work at all. Anybody can do this. But what if I told you, you owe it to yourself to set yourself a challenge to become the hero of your own story? You owe it to yourself to say, you know what? being a victim is a trap, because now you lose the power. You want to be knowing, just like Matthew said, I overcame my victim mindset and took back my power. I'm grateful to have such a positive influence. You want to be able to realize that every single day. Deep divers, how you feeling today? How you feeling today? So, 2023 and beyond, you know, one of the things we got to remind ourselves of is that, and what I'm reminding myself of as well is, you know, it's not always about what you think it's about. You know, the World Cup, who are the stars of the World Cup right now, right? Messi, right? Messi, one of the greatest football players of all time, they say, right? Great football player, right? Soccer player. So a lot of the times when the World Cup is on, you know, people have a tendency to kind of go and check out the lives of the kind of rich and famous, right? People like Ronaldo, all of these people. But what you don't see is the other side of that. You know, that it's a lot of work that these people have to do. You think it's all glamorous, but if you're into sports and if you're an athlete, you know that it's not all glamorous. In fact, a lot of it is, you know, it's very tough. You don't know what they've done to get there, the sacrifices they've taken. So you don't really want to just envy someone because, hey, okay, Ronaldo has 500 million followers on Instagram. He's this great football player. Messi is this great football player. You don't want to just see these people as like, oh my gosh, they've got a perfect life. Because like I told you, a lot of people thought Stephen on Ellen had a perfect life. You know, Ellen is nearly a billionaire herself, right? So he's very wealthy himself. To be the executive producer, the former executive producer of Ellen. So he's got money, right? He's got money. He's got all of that. But still, there was something missing. See, this is what I want to get to you. Don't just think that because you've got the money, you've got all of this wealth, that it's going to save you. You've got to remind yourself that it's your inner peace that matters most of all. And this is really the takeaway for 2023 and beyond. You want to make sure your inner peace is a priority over just your materialism. Right? Because you might think, oh, they got a perfect life. But a lot of these people, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. There have been billionaires who have self-concluded. Let me repeat that. There have been billionaires who have self-concluded. Billionaires who have self-concluded. So there's obviously something going on that you don't know about. And it's got nothing to do with how wealthy they are. It's all about the inner peace that they have or don't have. And that's what matters at the end of the day. Shout out to everybody who's here. Deep divers, hit that like button. I'm going in. Melissa O'Brien, you are appreciated. Hello, Ralph. Keep diving deep. I'm Sag Sun, Scorpio Rising, Taurus Moon, Venus in Capricorn. If I can do my thing, then anyone can. Keep shining. Absolutely. And that's the thing, you know, a lot of us right now, what if I told you this? You know, everyone, we like to kind of talk about star signs and all of the, I got to do another astrology video, deep divers, by the way. But, you know, in your birth chart, if you study your birth chart, everyone has a weakness and a strength. A weakness and a strength and a weakness. And this is the reason why we all have something. Everybody has something, you know, how they're made, you know, each and every one of each and every one of us has a superpower. We've just got to tap into it. Shout out to everybody who's here. Jackson Brooke, you are appreciated. You know, reading every single comment, deep divers. Hit that super chat, leave a comment, get it displayed on the screen. Jackson Brooke, you are appreciated. Love of humanity here. Advice on feeling shame, fear, interacting with people in public. By the way, thank you for saving me. Been watching 8 years. Love you lots, man. And you know, let me tell you this, that you saved yourself. You know, all I did was direct you that, like Louise Hay says, you can heal yourself. We've got to remind ourselves that we can. And that's a great question. That's a great question. Advice on feeling shame, fear, interacting with people in public. Well, we've got to remind ourselves that a lot of people feel unworthy. A lot of people have a low self-esteem, have a low confidence level. I've got to do more videos on confidence and self-esteem, because that's really what it boils down to. You know, one of the things is that anytime you meet someone in public, you want to remind yourself that one day they're also on a toilet seat. They're also on a toilet seat and they take a number 2. Do you know what a number 2 is? We know what a number 2 is, deep divers. We don't have to go into that. So everybody's human. They laugh, they cry, they go to sleep, they wake up. They pick their nose, they don't. They blow their nose. You know, simple things like that. So you don't want to get carried away that all of these people you're interacting with, a lot of them are just shy like you. You know, that's what we often forget. We think that everybody has it figured out, but you're also dealing with a lot of people who might feel the same way as you do. But like Rumi said, you've got to stop acting small, right? Stop acting small. You know, the great poet Rumi talked about that. You don't want to play small, because if you play small, you're going to get small. If you say, I'm nobody, and the universe is going to give you what you say. But if you say, you know what, I'm worthy, I'm good enough, the universe will say, okay, you're good enough. So you got to remind yourself that it's not the people you're interacting with that are the problem. It's the energy that you're carrying there. You have to start taking a look in the mirror and saying, actually, I love myself right now. Jackson Brooke. 2023 predictions, deep divers. That's the theme of this video and other things. Hit the super chat, leave a comment, get it featured. Let me tell you this, that one of the things that a lot of people are starting to see, Crispy Who, shout out to you. One of the things that people are starting to see right now is that there's a kind of people are starting to see that what used to kind of make us excited is no longer making us excited like it used to, in terms of interacting with the system and the matrix. You know, once upon a time, people were blind. You know, people would just believe everything. Now people are a lot more discerning. People are a lot smarter. So the same things that used to excite them no longer excite them, because now it's all about being free. That's the true excitement for people. You know, people don't want to be lied to. And 2023 and beyond is all about the truth coming out. And my oh my, it's going to come out. And there's nothing anybody can do to stop it. Shout out to everybody who's here, deep dives. I like that. Quantum Traveler put in a great comment, deep divers. That was a great comment. Quantum Traveler. Shout out to Ralph and the Deep Divers. Just like he said, 2023 will be the year of liberation. Absolutely. 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 Let me ask you a question, Deep Divers. What do you think that you have to be liberated from? That's the question I put to everyone in the chat. Just type it down. What do you think that you have to be liberated from? Because it's interesting. You know, a lot of people right now are feeling that as well. You know, that 2023 is the year of liberation, but to be liberated from what? I'm interested in terms of what you think you have to be liberated from. Shout out to everybody who's here. Everybody who's diving deep. Make sure you hit that like button, Deep Divers. Hit that like button. Share the video. Hit that like button, Deep Divers. Share the video. Let's get this video into the algorithm. When you hit the like button, the video gets into the algorithm so other people can see it. So let's read it. So a lot of people are saying, I need to be liberated from limiting beliefs, boredom, scarcity mindset. Okay. Shout out to Mecca Ann in the house. Nothing. Liberated from the ultra ego. Sarah, you are appreciated, Sarah. Being my mom's shadow. Being underpaid. Fighting. You know, liberation from imposter syndrome. Fears. Emotional ties to people who no longer serves us. Woo! That's the video right there, right? Fear. My own personality and then become more. Liberated from being made to feel like the crazy one. And that's the thing, you know, society's expectations. Vagus nerve, trauma and stress. Fighting. Brittany Blanco, shout out to you. Tire, lazy tendencies and sadness. And that's the thing. That's why I'm talking about it's really the year of liberation, because there's so much we've got to liberate ourselves from. You know, one of the things, shame and fear, that's a big one. For me, I can talk about myself. You know, I used to kind of listen to like people talk about imposter syndrome. And the first time I had imposter syndrome was like a few months ago. I'm like, oh my gosh, who am I to start speaking, right? I don't know where it came from. And imposter syndrome is crazy because it can kind of come to you. Even if you're already doing something for a long time, it can come to you. You almost feel like an imposter. Like you shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be talking about that, you know. And what made me get over it is to say, you know what? Look at it like this. I accept myself 100%. And anytime you're dealing with imposter syndrome, it's because once again, you're having this pedestal. You're thinking other people are superstars. I'm like, everybody's the same. You know, I've been around so-called mainstream celebrities. I just see them as regular people. I've been around politicians, all of these people. People are people. Don't worship anybody. Not even the cat down the road, Deep Divers. Everybody's the same. So when I realized this, I said, okay, everybody is worthy. Not just me. Everybody is worthy. Everybody deserves a chance. Everybody deserves a chance. And you see, imposter syndrome comes to you when you start doubting yourself. And that's the reason why it's so important to have a good relationship with yourself, to say, you know what? I'm good enough. You know, let me shout out to everybody who's here, Deep Divers, but there's so many things that people have to be liberated from. You know, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. It's truly fascinating. 2023 predictions and beyond. You know, what I also spoke about in the video, keep being awake. Let me shout out to, I can't read your name. You got to tell me how to pronounce your name. But I'll take it. Thank you. Keep being awake. Absolutely. You know, for me, it's also the year of fun, you know, and beyond. It's about bringing back the fun. You know, that's why I said, you know what, let me start to live stream, because like I said, you know, live streaming is like swimming in a deep end. You don't know what is going to happen. There could be a shark down there. Could be a killer whale around the corner. You don't know what's going to happen. That's why it's so fun. And that's what it's all about for me and a lot of people in 2023 and beyond. We've got to challenge ourselves. We've got to push ourselves. We can't just always do what we've always done, because we'll always get what we always got, right? So it's about pushing ourselves and saying, you know what? Let me transform. Let me elevate. Let me go to the next level. Let me shout out to the wonderful, the amazing Healing Honey. You are appreciated. Infinite love. It's a powerful time to be alive. You got that right. Oh, it's a powerful time to be alive, deep divers. It's a powerful time to be alive. You know, one of the things I've seen as well is that 2023 and beyond is also the year of letting go of this massive ego a lot of people have got. You know, a lot of people, that's why I told you with the male and female dynamics, there's a reason why people like Kevin Samuels was so popular. There's a reason why Andrew Tate was so popular, right? Because they're talking about the dynamics between men and women, you know, and they're bringing it to the masses, right? And there's a huge need for that, because that's also a missing link. And in 2023, like I said, there's going to be a greater understanding on why that's so important. You know, there's going to be a greater understanding on why that information is so important. Because you see, in the Matrix, women are told to hate men, men are told to hate women. But we've got to work together. And we've got to remind ourselves we're in this together. And you see, nothing is more powerful than an awakened man and an awakened woman coming together. It's game over. It's game over. And I know that in 2023, you're going to start to see more people coming together, men and women coming together, more people coming together, realizing that secret, that you can't do it by yourself. You can't always be a strong, independent woman by yourself. You're going to need the help of a man. Just like men, you're going to need a goddess in your corner. You're going to need a woman in your corner to help you out. Because, you know, for this whole present mindset is that, hey, I've got money. I make my own money. I'm good. But that's the old mindset. Now you're going to start to realize why you need people. Right? Like I told you, reason why a lot of people excel is because they've got that support. Right? Like I said, Lionel Messi, you know, great football player. Reason why he's playing so good is because he's got the support of his wife. That's a fact. Right? So people don't even realize you can go to the next level when you have that love connection. People don't even realize that's what they're missing out on. That's the reason why they're not leveling up to where they need to go, because they don't have that support from a loving partner. But you don't hear me though. And 2023 is all about that. Let me tell you this, you know, it happens because even for me, you're so focused on saying, hey, I need to work, I need to do this. But as time goes on, you realize most important thing is family. Most important thing is family. That's the most important thing. And I feel that's what's coming back in 2023 and beyond. People are now saying, you know what? Family matters the most. That's what it's always about. Because you see, a lot of people are realizing you can have all of it in the world, all of the materialistic things you need. But if you haven't got anyone to share it with, what's the use? Right? So much is happening, deep divers. How you feeling? It's time to elevate. Let's take a break, deep divers. Hit that like button, hit that super chat. Let's elevate. We're just going to elevate. Hit that super chat. I'll read the comment. Let's go. Shout out to everybody who's here. Let's take a small break, deep divers. Let me quench my thirst.
They hate when you elevate. They stacking up losses, I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. They hate when you elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah. I had to elevate. I'm way too fly. Yeah, I'm feeling myself. Ain't no chance I'm coming down, no. Got a soul view to myself. Yeah, why would I give it up? Why do they wanna come take my place? I work too hard for it, don't need a replacement. This my vocation. Now I got rollies all in rotation. Hop on the jet just to take a vacation. Remember the moments was trapped in the basement. Now the hard work is all taking me places. Water on bed like we trapped in the matrix. Bet on myself and go ball out in Vegas. Living a life like I'm rich and I'm famous. Don't see the grind that I know that it came. I'm handing them out, yeah, I had to go delegate. It feel like I'm floating, I'm lost in the moment, I swear I could levitate. They never believed that I would really fly, I had to go demonstrate. I had to set them straight. They hate when you elevate. They hate when you elevate. Yeah, they hate when you elevate.
That's what you gotta do, deep divers. Elevate, baby.
When you elevate, yeah. I had to elevate. Ooh, yeah. Why they wanna bring me down? So much drip, yeah, I almost drowned in it. I can't come it down. Yeah, I'm way too fired up. I can't simmer down. Ooh, yeah. I see the flashing lights. Make sure the fashion right. Yeah, I'm in my bag tonight. Yeah. Ooh, I might just pull up a foreign. Watch out, the engine is roaring. It's too loud, you can ignore it. Yeah. This the high life with a few. You can have it all, no need to choose. First, let me demonstrate how you can rise to the top. Yeah, I had to elevate. Yeah.
I had to elevate, deep divers. We gotta elevate, deep divers. Right? We gotta elevate, you know. That I just came across that song, I'm like, ooh, I like that. I like the vibe of that song. You know, because it's all about that. It's all about elevating. And that's the thing. That's what we're here to do. You know, I always say, right now, you want to be on that wave. You want to be on the elevation wave. You know, once upon a time, it was cool to be ignorant. Once upon a time, it was cool. But now, moving into 2023 and beyond, ignorance is deadly. Ignorance is expensive. Ignorance is expensive. You know, let me tell you this, deep divers. Okay, so it was 2020, right? And when there was this whole commotion of, you know, the pandemic and all of that. You know how many people were getting ripped off? because people were saying, hey, I can sort you out, I can do this, I can do that for you. And people were stealing people's money through cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, all of these things. And that's why I told you, you have to be careful, because ignorance is expensive pain, and you don't want to be desperate. And for all of those who stood in their power, who weren't worried, shout out to you. Because like I said, it was all a test. It was all a test. And there were a lot of people who weren't fazed by it. A lot of people stood their ground. And these people now are smiling because they didn't get so desperate to do something stupid, do something foolish, right? So we got to remind ourselves, like, you never want to be too desperate for something. You never want to be in a state of fear where you're like, okay, I'll do it. I've been there. And you learn from that to say, okay. And that's why I told you what happened over the last few years was a test. A lot of people were so desperate, they were panicking. But whatever's happening now and beyond is about us realizing we've already gone through the storm. And now a lot of people are a lot smarter, a lot wiser. And that's what 2023 and beyond, in my mind, is going to look like for you if you've done the work. So many people who are here, deep divers. I want to shout out to Mark Pagan as well, who, I made a song which is Forever Stars. You can even get it on Spotify, right? But he did the remix of this. So let me play it for you, deep divers, and be inspired. Once again, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Share the video. So shout out to Mark Pagan for remixing this. I think this is the one. Let's go. Nope. Shout out to everybody who's here.
We're back with a fresh new sound. Calling all stars out there. You know who you are. This is dedicated to you. All to you.
We are
What?
forever stars. We come and go. Tomorrow's old.
Yes.
Forever stars.
Woo. I like the sound of this one. Talk to me.
And I know we can be so much more than what we are. We can be so much more than how we live. We all came here for a reason of difference, to experience our lives in mysterious circumstances. Where we find ourselves is where we chose to be, forever changing. That's how.
Wait a minute, that was the original. I got to get the remix for the next live stream. When you hear the remix of that, you're going to be blown away. When you hear the remix, shout out to Mark Pagan. When you hear the remix of that, oh my gosh, you're going to be blown away, deep divers. Shout out to everyone who's here. 2023 global predictions. We're talking about everything and anything, deep divers, that's on your mind as well. You got a message, a comment, hit that super chat. I'm reading every message, every comment will be displayed on the screen. Angelo Pastore, you are appreciated. True freedom will only come to humanity when we stand together and free ourselves from the powers to be. Vatican, is that Mafia? Federal Reserve, so-called kings and queens. They created this matrix. One love. Shout out to you. You are appreciated. That's a great comment. Absolutely. Phenomenal comment. And that's the awakening that's happening. Like I always say, humanity is really at a battle with itself. Nostradamus talked about how in 2023 there's going to be a great war. I also had that same download, and this is the reason why things are building up, and how you really can avoid all of that is if you are not feeding that energy. Because like I say, there is no war if you don't give your energy to it. If you don't choose a side, there can never be a war. Wars are created out of separation and ego. And 2023 and beyond is all about us seeing that, you see. Great things are on the horizon for people who are all about peace and harmony. You know, and it's a lot of people. So many people are tired of this cycle. But once again, it's not just, you know, the more you study, the more you realize, you know, they talk about the Kali Yuga, the cycles, right? And a lot of the Indian mystics will tell you we're in a very bad cycle right now. But I always say it doesn't have to be that way. You know, we're so powerful, we can change the cycle of everything. That was a slow motion. But, you know, for something new to begin, something old has to end. And that's what's happening. You know, deep divers, I want to keep these live streams, you know, under 2 hours. You know, so it's very packed full of a whole lot of great information, you know. But it's been a powerful show. Powerful show. I want to thank everybody who's been here. Everybody who's been supporting Infinite Waters. And, you know, I feel a lot of people are liking this new setup. Deep divers, how you liking this new setup, right? You know, that's the gift of realizing you got to level up, right? You got to put in a bit of work to get a good result, a better result. You know, remind yourself, deep divers, like I say, I went on Twitch the other day, you know, and there's a lot of people live streaming, because sometimes I'm like, okay, let me go to the people who do it every day. But one thing I was missing was information, because I saw a lot of people talking. I'm like, okay, what are they talking about? And I see that it's getting so rare for people to even have a message. And that's the reason why, if you have one, you're going to be in a league of your own. Because you see, a lot of people aren't saying much. They're talking a whole lot, but they're not really dropping anything that can really give you something to think about. And that's why I said, even on YouTube, what they display on the live streaming homepage, you know, is just sports and entertainment, but it's nothing really that's going to wake you up. And that's the reason why you have to remind yourself, a lot of the information has been hidden. A lot of the information has been suppressed. A lot of the information has been censored. And that's why 2023 is about people finding the real information, finding the real knowledge, which ultimately lies inside of you. Deep Divers has been an honor. It's been a pleasure. Make sure you hit that like button and get this video into the algorithm. Hit that like button, get this video into the algorithm. And like I say, we can keep going if you've got comments and messages. But, you know, 2 hours is a good place. 2 hours is a good place, Deep Divers. You know, so, like I say, powerful show. Powerful show. And, one love to each and every one of you, Deep Divers. Let's raise the frequency. And I just like the vibe of this song, right?
The bar raising, we keep moving it up. Ain't no surprises here, they knew it was us. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. I got faith restored, why you pushing the brakes? I ain't full of myself, boy, I'm full of mistakes. I came from humble and roots, I'm here to stand and deliver. Had no one gassing me up, except the man in the mirror. I used to work on my handles, and now his handles are liquor. I write these songs in a dark room, the candle will flicker. I stay practicing heavy, for when the game's on the line. It's like over and over, I run the plays in my mind. I'm a psycho, I'm taking my time. Rushing perfection is a dangerous crime. You gotta give it and take it. That's what you do till you make it. I had to roll with the punches and take the hits from the flagrants. I'm saying the bar raising, we keep moving it up. And no surprises here, they knew it was us. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. An off game don't mean I'm losing my touch. And no excuses, I ain't using a crutch. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. I was falling, had me stalling. I was way down, now I'm balling. I done came up, and I called it. I done came in the clutch with the game on the line, I know. I operate from a higher place. Wait, some decisions don't dry erase. I'm doing what I can to fuel the flame like a fireplace. To make a bunch of money, buy my mama a fireplace. We make incredible songs to celebrate and get mad lit. Once upon a time in Hollywood, I'm like Brad Pitt. My homies say I live a life, yeah, just a tad bit. Learning how to move in this rap shit. I told them that the bar raising, we keep moving it up. And no surprises here, they knew it was us. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch. An off game don't mean I'm losing my touch. And no excuses, I ain't using a crutch. Apologies if I was doing too much, but I always came through in the clutch.
The song is Jay Zach in the Clutch. You know, and Deep Dives, when I heard that song, I'm like, oh, I gotta play it, right? Because it's just the vibe, how that song makes you feel. And that's the thing. That's what it's always about. You know, you can always tell the energy of a song that's got a very high vibration. Deep Divers, I want to say, I love all of you. You're truly appreciated. Much love to each and every one of you. I'll be back again. You know, I feel a lot of you enjoyed the live stream. I'll be back. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You are appreciated. Deep Divers, one love, we out. Peace.